Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Christy Hickey with MajicMixx, and today is Crafty Tuesday. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Almost sounded like Mr. Rogers there for a minute. It flashed through my mind. I've got a cute little craft today that I've kind of had been in my mind going through a couple of different things. I saw the inspiration came from a little craft on Pinterest, and it involves sea glass, sand, and I chose a starfish for the decoration to make a wreath. Hey Kelly, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Chrissy's joined us. Nice. Really appreciate that. Hope everybody's doing well. Don't you just love this beautiful weather we're having here today? And Racy's come in. All right. That's great. So today, like any other day, I'm live on MajicMixx. Hopefully I can pull this off because it's an idea in my mind. I've got this compiled it from several different crafts, and I'm making my own out of it. So it'll be interesting. If it doesn't work, well, I'll have a good laugh and learn from it and do it differently next time. Hi. So I got some sea glass, and it's in real pretty colors of pastel pinks and the greens and the whites. And I picked up some floral foam. Hey Tony, great class. I appreciate everybody being here. I sure do. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we'll get started. And it's a little dark. Let's see, let me turn this light on. That'll help a little bit. I've got the glue gun plugged in, and I can't have all the lights turned on and the glue gun hooked up at the same time. So I'm not sure if I'll need the glue gun, but it's there on standby. This is a little 9-inch round foam, floral styrofoam form. And the picture that I saw on Pinterest was a wreath out of the floral foam. And when I went to a big box store to pick one of these up, all they had was the very large ones. They didn't have this size or smaller. And I knew I had sea glass at home. So what I opted to do is just go with the one that is solid. And I kind of like the idea because I picked up the starfish, and I thought, well, that would look really cute right in the center. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And here's the mixing cup for the epoxy. I picked up some Gorilla Glue, and it's clear. They make this in a yellow also, a clear yellow. So make sure you see the color that you're picking up, okay? Because if it's something that you don't want turning yellow, get the clear. Have a piece of aluminum foil down to catch the runoff of the epoxy. And that in itself is going to be quite interesting because this sets up in about 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I have some sand. I'm going to mix the epoxy up, pour the sand in it, mix it up, and then pour on this form. And I thought about leaving the glass, because I put the glass on just to make sure that I had enough, okay? And I do, and I thought about pouring the epoxy in the middle. And I thought, no, if I do that, then you'll be able to see the foam underneath the glass, and I don't want a lot of epoxy and sand on top of the glass. So I elected to take this off. And that's what's so fun about doing these little experiments, is you can try one way and you'll get one result, and you can do it a little bit differently the next time and you'll get a little bit different or altogether different look. I have some rope I thought about putting around the sides, okay? And it would also give us a little hanger in here too. So let's see if I can be really quick with this epoxy. I like this Gorilla epoxy because it has the A part and the B part. It's pre-measured. It comes out, both of them usually at the same time, so you don't have to be concerned about how much of part A are you mixing and making sure that you do the same exact measurement for part B. And this is great for small projects like this. I also use this for the jewelry as well. It'll keep good too for quite some time. So if you don't use it all, just put the cap back on it tightly and it'll keep. This out of the way. Got another fluid art class coming up this coming Friday at the Island Art Association. It starts at 9:30 in the morning till 12, and you'll do 2 canvases, and you'll have 2 beautiful pieces of art when you get through. So if you want to participate, get in touch with me through Facebook. There's a little clip on top of this, and you just break it off. And the thing that was in the middle here, right here, is the cap that you can put on after you get through getting out the amount that you need. Okay. So I have a clear plastic cup, and we're going to pour, I'm going to pour all this in here. This is pretty big. And I think it'll take pretty much all of it. So here goes. And it doesn't take very long for this stuff to set up. And this, it doesn't take very long for it to mix. Well, I am doing quite a bit today, so usually about 2 or 3 minutes of stirring is sufficient. Okay. And what will happen is it'll get cloudy. And you just keep stirring. It'll get cloudy. I don't have any alcohol, but that's not going to matter. Some things that you use this stuff for, you don't want bubbles, and you can spritz a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol in it, and it will help dissipate all the bubbles. Or run a heat gun over it, okay? It'll get cloudy, and that's what's happening now, is it's cloudy. And in just a minute or so, it'll get clear again. So you need to stir until it gets clear, okay? And that will tell you whether or not you've got it mixed well. Hey, Rose. Well, a couple other people have joined us. Darlene, good to see you. Aunt Dot, good to see all of y'all. Just make sure when you start mixing this epoxy, you have the ample time that you need to mix this stuff up. And this is not getting clear. Yep. It's starting to get clear now. There was no way of being able to mix this stuff prior to the show because it would have already set up. So I appreciate y'all's patience while we're waiting for this. Things are going well, Rose. How are things going with you? I hope they're doing well. Well, this is still quite cloudy. We've been stirring for a good 2-3 minutes. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this epoxy on and then I'll sprinkle the sand. Maybe. I got to think about that. Because I know the sand will help make it thick. And this isn't a whole lot, so I'm thinking maybe I need to spread it on first and then pour the sand on top of it. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm just spreading this out. I think I'm going to take that off. I'm not going to need it. I was concerned about the epoxy running over and adhering to the aluminum foil. I haven't had too much experience with this epoxy other than making jewelry out of it. There's some artists out there that can do amazing, beautiful pieces of work with this epoxy. And I just, I'm partial to the acrylic. Let's see if I can get this in the middle to spread out. Yeah, it's starting to set up already. It's set up in the cup already. So I might be gluing some of this stuff on. Okay. I'm just sprinkling the sand. And hopefully I'm getting it in there fast enough. What I might end up doing is putting another coat of epoxy on top of all this. Yeah, it was getting quite warm. Push that down. Everybody have plans for St. Patrick's Day? I think there's some stuff going on over here in front of Dina. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I didn't get fast enough to it in the middle. So, remember, if you do this at home, you need to be quick at it. Okay. So, the sand is on it. Hey, Sherry. And I have some super glue that I'm going to use to glue this glass down. Okay. That will also help with the adhesion to the sand. Let's see here. Should have taken a picture, right? This ain't gonna take too long. It's almost kind of like doing mosaics, right? I have yet to take one of those classes. I think it would be fun. Let's see. I'd like to get, like, I don't want a whole bunch of green around the green. You know, you kind of want to alternate it a little bit. Lay it out real quick here. And let's see. I knew this was in the middle. There we go. Let's see. Oh, that was a nice big piece. That's good. We have a really high oak pollen count here, and they say that that is worse than the pine pollen that you see. The oak pollen, you can't see it, and that's what is the culprit to everybody sneezing and congestion and everything. But I'm thinking we need a nice big piece right here. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our design. Hopefully I can. This is not wanting to come off. The lid is not wanting to come off. Get the little pliers here. Over this past weekend, I made some jewelry that I'll be posting later. Some real pretty colors. Well, it is not wanting to come off. I bet this thing's glued shut. Okay, well, I have a backup plan. We will use the hot glue gun. Good thing I had it on standby. And what I can do is, after all this is glued in place and set the way we want it, I can pour another clear coat epoxy on top, which would be really pretty because it'll make the glass shiny. So one of the ladies that was in my fluid art class last Friday swore that she had no artistic ability whatsoever. She couldn't even draw a stick man, and she didn't think that she would be able to do it, but she was here to support her friend that wanted to come to the class. Well, we had so much fun, and by the time the class was through, she was a believer. It was so funny. She had so much fun playing in the paint and mixing all the colors, and we did the blow dryer method, which is a lot of fun to do. It saves your breath, that's for sure. But it's called paint bombing. And I might just do one this coming Thursday. It's been a while since we've done that technique, and the patterns are always so pretty. Very soft. Of course, too, it depends on the colors that you use. Just about through with this, and we'll go on to the next step, putting the rope around it. I think the Dollar Tree carries this sea glass too. This is very simple. It's going to turn out really pretty, economical, give you a fresh little door wreath or hang in the bathroom. Actually, you could get one of those plate stands and set it out on a table if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be hung. You can do all kinds of things to it. Put lots of different shells on it. Sand dollars. Okay. I think are all here. That's good. So now we have that done. Kind of looks like the sand and the beach. We're going to go for this rope and start putting it on. And I'm going to start at the top. Because I'd like to put a hook on the back side of it. And that's what that's going to look like. Okay. Now make sure you have a couple of, it's not quite ready for that yet, a couple of glue sticks handy, because this is, you're going to have to work fast with it. And this top row, I'm going to have it go up just a little bit on the surface. I can't get too far ahead of myself. This stuff dries up quickly. Oh, they spliced the rope together right there. Okay. It's going to be a big old thick piece right there. Let's see if I can somehow hide that. It's going to have to be glued down. Oh, I found one that wasn't glued down. Two of them. There we go. Now this, since they spliced it together, there. So we're coming around to where we started, and I'm going to get this as close as possible to that part and then go underneath it. I'd like for it to look like it runs together. Get some of this wound out. There we go. Okay. Now this should go pretty fast. Tell you what, be careful with your fingers. this rope is thick, it'll still get you. I ought to invest in one of those really big glue guns. You know, that holds the very long, thick glue sticks. Because it's almost like when you're painting and your brush runs out of paint. I'm like, man, I gotta stop and put more paint in my brush. Hate it when that happens. I just love to have one continuous flow. So this looks like we're going to need at least 3, 4 strips of rope. It's going to be really pretty though when it's finished. I'm kind of sad today. I had to take my puppy to the vet Saturday. Scooter. And he's got some complications, some problems. And he didn't get any better over the weekend, so we're going to give him some fluids, see if that'll help him. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and your prayers, please. He is a sweet, sweet, sweet puppy. We're just about through with this, and then we can put the starfish on. That's going to be so pretty. It's a good thing I got a fresh bag of glue sticks. Somebody else agreed with me too. Let's see what y'all are saying. I need to scroll down in the news feed. We are just about there. I know this is so exciting, right? I think one more round's going to do it. I could go around another time. Just about done. It's not on here real tight, but that's okay. And we've come to our beginning. So I'm going to cut this at an angle. And glue that down really well. Take the popsicle stick, hold it down for a minute. So that's what we have. Kind of looks like a stepping stone, but I wouldn't use it as a stepping stone because it's too fragile, okay? And for our loop, all I'm doing is taking and making a loop like this, okay? And it will go on the back side. You can take some floral pins, pin this in. For right now, I'm going to hot glue it in place and then dig out the floral pins in my craft room and secure it with those. It's not quite ready yet. Let's see. Make sure. I'm just going to put quite a bit of hot glue on the back side of this and then put this in place. So that's what we have here. And we'll hold it for a minute. Now, if you were going to put it on like one of those book stands, you wouldn't need this little hook. But I'm going to put it on our front door. So it'll hang on the door hanger. All right, now for the pretty part, another pretty part. Now the starfish. And I'm putting like right here. Let's turn them around. See what I'm doing here. Yep, that's good right there. Okay. And let's see, right here. There. Now that I'm finished with the hot glue gun, I can turn the other light on, plug it in. There we go. Ta-da! It's got some sand and some sea glass and some rope and a starfish. I hope y'all like that. I appreciate you tuning in. And when I pour the other epoxy on the top of it, it'll make all the glass real shiny. That'll be pretty. And hold the sand down in more than what it is now. Although it took pretty good. Little spots that I'm rubbing, not too much is coming off. So that's good. Anyway. Very easy, pretty, economical, and you can decorate it as to how you would like to have it done. Got some shells over here. Might continue playing with it. Put a couple more shells in there. And who knows? Anyway, thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate every one of you. Hope to see you Thursday for Fluid Art at 1 o'clock. Thanks for the love. Love y'all too. Hugs to everybody. And please share with your family and friends. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye. Hugs, everybody.